After that last commercial break, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to any members in the audience who might be blind or handicapped, and I must remind Mr. Connery to avoid making any racial slurs. I'm just kidding, guys. This is DOxCoolbreeze. I just wanted to make that joke because when you watch this on Twitch TV, after the first 5 seconds, there's usually a little commercial break, and I find that absolutely hilarious, so I just want to throw that in there. Yep, I'm a big nerd. So, sue me. In either case, welcome to another StarCraft 2 cast brought to you by yours truly, DOxCoolbreeze, Clan DOx. Please check us out on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and all the other pertinent places. I'm sure by now that you guys are fairly familiar with where we are located on the World Wide Web. In either case, this is going to be a ladder match between myself, DOxCoolbreeze, spawning top left is a red Terran. Bottom left side is going to be Dayyou, who is going to be a blue Protoss player. I need to go back and look at the stats, but I believe that Dayyou is a Masters level player, but I am not 100% sure. While this game is winding up, guys, I would like to remind everyone that we do have on April 13th, which is going to be a week from this upcoming Saturday, today being the 4th, there is going to be a Masters-only level tournament sponsored by Clan DOx, run through the website Playhem. If you or you know anyone who qualifies for this tournament, it is only a $5 entry fee, but we are going to be giving out a trophy in addition to about a $100 prize pool for first place. Second and third place will also be getting a prize pool, but I believe it is going to be scaling somewhere in the ballpark of like 30 or 40, and then 15 or 20 for second and third respectively. So without further ado, let's get back to some StarCraft here. It looks like Dayyou's going for the fairly standard, the only opening that Protoss players can go, gateway. Unless you forge fast expand, but eventually they have to build a gateway. In either case, Breeze is also going for the 1 racks, and it looks like he's going to be picking up gas. I would like to make a side note at this point in time. I have seen this game before. Since I played this game, let me give you a little insight into the world that is DOxBreeze. This particular build that I'm going to be going for is centric around putting down a barracks and gas around 12 supply, which I fouled up. You also have to saturate that gas as soon as it's done, which I also fouled up. And what that allows you to do is to pump a Reaper out of your barracks as soon as the barracks is completed, which I fouled up. In either case, I'm going to be pumping a Marine out of here. This whole build is actually made famous by, I forget what team he played for, but it was a StarCraft 2 player by the name of Yoda, who was a substitute in a major tournament, and he ended up doing very well in it. It is a Terran-centric build, but for some reason I feel like it just works against Protoss, and until I get absolutely massively crushed on the ladder with it, I'm going to continue to use it. The build is both micro and macro intensive, and I don't do a very good job at putting it all together. And that's why I'm forcing myself to use this build, because if you don't shoot for the moon, you can't land among the stars. But my ultimate goal is that if you go to a gym and lift weights, the theory is that you should be able to lift more weight. If you go and run, the theory is that you should be able to run farther. So if you push yourself on your macro and micro, the theory is you should get better at macro and micro. And that's a lot of what goes into the reason that I'm using the build that I am. In either case, you'll see that this particular SCV has been and is going all across the freaking map. I have them waypointed pretty much everywhere, and the reason for that is that when I scouted my Protoss opponent, my scout was a little early because it is a 4-player map, but I only saw the 1 pylon, the cybernetics core, and 1 gas, and I wasn't 100% sure if he was hiding tech or anything like that, but I didn't see the expand at the time, and it made me quite nervous. Anytime that you see Protoss players on one base, there are so many different opens that they can do in Heart of the Swarm now that like I said, it scares me. You don't know if they're going Dark Templar, you don't know if they're picking up the 2nd gas and they're going to be going Sky Toss. You don't know if they're going to be doing some kind of a Mothership Core harassment. You don't know if they can be going even with like fast Blink Stalkers or the ultimately dreaded Oracles. But since I didn't know that, the other advantage to the excuse me, Reaper expand is that the Reapers give you the opportunity to get into that base and get some map vision on what your opponent's doing. The follow-up to this in the build is that you want to throw down a factory and get Widow Mines out, and then proceed to do a Widow Mine drop immediately after this. This is something that I also decided to deviate from in this particular instance, because I do realize that my opponent is not going for a 1-base all-in play, but at the time I thought he was, and I wanted to go ahead and get out a couple Widow Mines in addition to a bunker to give myself some defensive opportunity. I feel like, and this is just personal preference, but I feel like Widow Mines, as far as the damage value, and as I'm saying this, I'm actually disagreeing with myself. But what I was going to say is that they do the maximum damage against Protoss units because you are guaranteed a kill with anything that comes out of a gateway. And as far as cost efficiency, when you're trading anything out of a gateway versus a Widow Mine, which is 75-25 gas, you're going to come out ahead. But as soon as I said that, I was thinking about it, and like if you catch some Zerglings or Banelings because of the AoE damage, you can really do some cleanup too. So it's actually still a race as far as who can suck the most against Widow Mines. In either case, that's what Breeze ends up getting to get a little defensive action there. I like to plant one in the choke, and then this one's probably going to go down. Yep, there you go. At the expansions. See, Zerg don't have a monopoly of burrowing shit where you want to expand anymore. Terran can do it too, and because of that, I like to abuse the shit out of it, because I can't tell you how annoying it is when you go plant a command center, and there's a Zergling buried there, and you just can't do anything about it. It forces, of course, Terran players to burn a scan from your orbital command. And a fun fact, I think everybody pretty much knows this from Wings of Liberty, but every time that a Terran player uses a scan versus a mule, it costs them about 270 minerals. And that number, I don't actually know the math behind it. I'm sure some Korean sitting in a little cubicle somewhere actually planted it out. But in the lifespan of a mule, which I don't remember, is it 90 seconds? 90 in-game seconds? Yep, there you go, 90 in-game seconds. Returns about 270 minerals, and it's all free money, because ultimately the mules, they don't cost you anything except for energy, which regenerates periodically through the game. So we're at a point right now where Breeze has his 4 Widow Mines ready to go. I don't have any pressure coming out of my Protoss opponent, so I went ahead and decided to load these suckers up, hotkey this medevac, and go have some drop fun. I could go directly into the base, but that's kind of boring, because most Protoss players expect that. So I decided to skirt right down the center of the map, right outside of the vision of the watchtower, and I'm going to come in on the backside of his main base. On the back end of this, of course, Breeze is macroing. We're getting additional supply depots. I believe I supply blocked the crap out of myself this game, all game. SCVs are in production. We're putting down some more racks. We have the starport down for medevacs. Tech's coming up, and I believe somewhere around here. Nope, don't see it. Should have engineering base going down as well. Protoss players going standard as standard does. He's got some extra gateways going down, and this concerns me. You know, I've always wondered how effective in Wings of Liberty. It was so rare that you see a Protoss player go just straight gateway against a Terran player. And now that they get the Twilight Council out, I see this a lot in... Oh, sorry guys, I'm going to back this up. We missed a good part. I'm just theory crafting. Basically, I've always wondered why Protoss players go straight gateway, because it's something you just never see in Wings of Liberty. They always go Robotics Facility, into Colossus, and then they'll go into Storm. If they stay gateway, they still get a Robotics Facility for an Observer. But, I don't know. I guess Heart of the Swarm has just changed the way people play, and it's affecting the ladder. So here comes the drop. Drop's going to be coming on the backside of the base, and I believe that Past Breeze does a really good job of scouting that there are some stalkers in position. So hit the afterburners, kick the tires, light the fires. I have been practicing this drop a little bit, so as you see, there is a little bit of a stutter bro here. And this is what really gets me, guys. I'm pausing it right here. If you looked at the income before there, I believe that it was like 50-something workers to 37, so the Protoss player is clearly ahead. Thank you to the chrono boost in this game. If we look at the workers killed, I only pick up 11, so what would that be, 46 workers? So you still had like an 8 or 9 worker advantage. There wasn't really that much damage done, and this is a Masters level player, I believe, according to the portrait on the loading screen for the, replay. In either case, I load up these Widow Mines and I get out of here, and I kind of expected the game to continue to go on, and I have been practicing against some Protoss players tonight on level with me, and they have been whipping my ass, and I was expecting to lose this one as well. But Dayyou overreacts to this, says you gotta love mines, and quits the game right there. A little interesting reaction there. So with that said, I'd just like to make a comment that high skill level does not necessarily equate to high skill. It is sometimes considered bad manners whenever you refuse to leave a game that's clearly over, but I want everyone to walk away with at least this one little lesson, that you should never ever quit a game until the fat lady sings. I really feel like my Protoss opponent actually had a really good shot in this game still, and if he would have gathered up the units that he had, it looks like he was priming for a counterattack, get these gateways kicked over into warp gates, and then get another cycle of warp-ins, I would have had a really tough time defending whatever he had coming at me. I guess he just got truly demoralized thinking that there'd be Widow Mines up here as well, and just decided to say, fuck it, I'm done with this game because there's nothing I can do to save myself. And I just feel like I really disagree with that. So, another case, if you guys ever find yourself in a ladder game where drops have been done and you catch some critical damage on your economy, don't necessarily count yourself down and out. Try and poke, prod, scout, maybe even attack. See how far behind you really are. And if your tech gets crushed, you can say good game, well played, and call it a day. In either case, thank you guys again for watching. Please, again, check out Clan DOx, and if you are not a Masters level player, but you do love StarCraft, you are always welcome to spectate the games as well, because I believe we are trying to live cast as many of those Masters level games as we can. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.